For more chaos. Federal agents out of sight on standby. Violent clashes between Seattle police and protesters lighting up the night sky. Over the weekend, 59 officers injured and 47 people arrested. Police declaring a riot due to the damage. This peaceful protest turning into a tense standoff. An uprising in solidarity with neighboring Portland.
What is going on?
We need to know.
Who are you?
Where protesters have been clashing with federal officers sent by the Trump administration to put an end to the violence. Terrifying scenes like these now a nightly occurrence. Court orders sought by the state's attorney general to stop federal agents from arresting people during protests denied.
This is an emergency alert from the United States government and the Federal Disaster Response Agency FEDRA. This is not a test. At 9:42 a.m. Pacific Time, a biological hazard identified as Echo 13 was confirmed in multiple areas of Seattle, Washington. This pathogen is an airborne fungal spore causing extreme aggression, neurological decay, and loss of eye or brain function in infected individuals. Due to the severity of this outbreak, a level 6 biohazard emergency has been declared. Public safety measures: all residents must shelter in place. Close all windows, seal ventilation, and avoid outdoor exposure. Do not approach infected individuals. They are extremely dangerous and will attack on sight. Do not inhale airborne particles in affected areas. The Echo 13 spores spread through the air and can cause infection within minutes. Federal response & quarantine zones. Effective immediately, all civilian authority in Seattle has been transferred to FEDRA. The Washington National Guard and emergency response teams are securing critical infrastructure and evacuation routes. Designated FEDRA safe zones. 1. Looming Field Quarantine Zone entry via I-90 and I-5 checkpoints. 2. Bainbridge Island Refuge accessible via emergency ferry operations. 3. Joint Base Lewis MCCHORD military personnel and high priority evacuees only. 4. Everett Naval Station quarantine camp open for civilians escaping northern contamination zones. Civil unrest & martial law. Widespread riots, looting, and armed resistance have been reported in multiple areas, including downtown Seattle. Armed clashes between civilians and federal forces. Capitol Hill & University District reports of looting, firebombing, and violent confrontations. West Seattle law enforcement and military convoys under attack. FEDRA has enacted martial law to restore order. The following restrictions are in effect. Citywide curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. All unauthorized gatherings are prohibited. Violators will be detained or shot on sight. Looting, rioting, and obstruction of federal operations are punishable by military tribunal. Lethal force has been authorized against violent offenders. Evacuation restricted zones westbound I-90. Open for evacuees toward the Looming Field QC southbound I-5. Limited access to Joint Base Lewis MCCHORD Ferry Terminal. FEDRA-controlled vessels departing for Bainbridge Island, Highway 99 & Avenue. Closed due to heavy infestation. Capitol Hill, Pioneer Square, and South Lake Union. Lockdown. No civilian movement permitted. Final warning. FEDRA is working to contain the outbreak and restore order. Obey all directives, avoid high-risk areas, and report any signs of infection. This message will repeat until further notice. Repeat. This is not a test.
What should we get Josh?
Nothing. He never pays us back.
He likes burgers, doesn't he?
I thought he liked chicken.
Can I suggest an ultimate burger meal?
With your favourite burger and delicious original recipe chicken with heaps of tasty sides. KFC's Ultimate Burger Meal. It's all in the box.
Right, we'll take 4 of those.